Alright guys, this is it. Finally here at the Tobin Expo. Oh, sorry. Alright guys, this is it. Finally here at the Tobin Expo Center for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2951. The real deal. Coming to you live from day one, Anvil Day. The event just started a little while ago, so it's a little bit busy here. Everybody else is dying to get in here just like I was. And we can see they've set up a lot more kiosks, and Dare to Fly is this year's theme. I can't wait to go in there and check it out. Let's see what Anvil's got going for us. There's a new vehicle that was announced as well too. Man, I'm just pumped and excited, and I'm supposed to be working from home right now, so I'm kind of dodging my boss's emails. Anyway, let's go in and check it out. Alright, here we go. Wow, they brought back another hologram this year. Just like it was at ILW. Except I kind of miss British John Cena. Doesn't look like this one's talking, or my server's just not working. This looks great though. Look at all those beautiful people in the verse. And this rescue beacon, which is ruining my shot. One thing you gotta get used to at Tobin Expo Center is stairs. There's lots of stairs. And here we go, Anvil Day. Kind of a similar display as last year's, right? I think we all knew the CARRACK was going to be the centerpiece.
Whether it's innovative specialty craft, reliable workhorses, or tried and true defenders, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is where spaceship enthusiasts come to take flight. 951 IAE.
Looks like Anvil's got a pretty good display going this year. We've got the CARRACK in the center, which I think we all expected because that is probably the crown jewel of the Anvil lineup. Got the arrow to the left, Pisces on the right, I believe, a Hawk far right. One of my favorite ships. Okay guys, if you're new to my videos on these expos, I like to basically just run around the hall and explore, give you guys my thoughts on the ships and whether I think it's a buy in or out of world. I am not a starship expert. These are purely just my opinions, and definitely no judgments whether you buy something with your real money or not. Just make sure you can put food on the table, right? That's my only rule. Obviously, I'm guilty of splurging myself if you've seen my videos. So anyway, let's have fun. Let's explore the hall and see what this year's IAE2951 has to offer from Anvil. What's really nice this year is that there's these, basically, I guess these placards around the hall where you can just play what's written here. Don't necessarily have to read it, and if you're like me and you struggle to read email or read in general, this is really nice.
As the war against the Van Duel continues, many pilots find themselves seeking a way to protect their
Narrated pretty nicely too.
during these uncertain times.
That's a pretty cool touch. CIG, you get an A+ from me on that one. Okay, so as I mentioned, you have the Anvil arrow here on the left side of the hall. Really a nice light fighter, very fast, and affordable too. So if you want like an entry-level combat ship, I think this one's not a bad deal. These are just fun to fly if you ask me. Anvil Pisces, this is the snub ship for the CARRACK. A long time ago, this was like one of my favorite ships when I first started to learn how to fly and stuff like that, for real. Because I took like a few years off of the game because, you know, it wasn't where I wanted it to be, and I was really neck deep in Elite Dangerous until I kind of burned out on that. So anyway, when I came back, this is one of my favorite ships to fly. It is a really good ship. You can actually kit it out pretty nicely with some weapons and everything like that if you need to. Obviously, shielding leaves somewhat to be desired, but hey, it's a snub. But back when box missions were like a bigger deal, I used to love this ship. I think it's just an excellent design, and it fits nicely into CARRACK. You got 2 jump seats here, a pilot seat here, and they handle really well. So I don't think you can go wrong with this guy. Hawk is a nice light fighter, bounty hunting ship. I haven't used it that much myself. I think it's a bit overpriced for what it is, but I actually do enjoy using this ship. One of these days I hope to get a review of it out. I've seen a skilled pilot use one of these guys, and he was really effective at it, so I like this ship. It's very good like most Anvil ships, but I would probably advise you buy it in game. Moving right along, we have the Deadly Hurricane. This ship has a nice turret on the back. Accommodations for the pilot and gunner aren't really that great, but handling is really nice. To be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with this ship, but you know, with most fighters, I think my rule of thumb is, unless I'm really in love with it, it's probably going to be a buy in game. However, hey, it's IAE, free fly. Maybe I'll try it out some more. You guys who fly Hurricanes, if you own one, let me know what you think. I'd be really interested to hear about that. I don't know. I always find it tricky getting in and out of the gunning seat. I don't know why. It just isn't my cup of tea. But yeah, it's a small pet peeve. So for me, I think it's, you know, a decent combat ship, but not quite a buy. But I do think it's a good ship. Alright, we should talk a little bit about the elephant in the room. I'm wearing its shirt, the CARRACK. This is hands down, probably, in my opinion, the best ship to have in the game as far as usability. It does pretty much everything, right? And, I mean, it's pricey, but when you think about it, it can springboard you into buying pretty much everything you want in-game. It's a capable hauler. I'll flash the SU on the bottom of the screen because I don't remember how much it carries. But, you know, it's not too far below a Caterpillar, and then you've got C2 on top of it. But aside from that, this is right up there. It's going to make you a lot of money doing that. It's armed with turrets, so it's good for multiplayer combat if you want. Heavily armed, you can kit these guys out nicely. Really great interior in here. Yeah, I mean, what can I say about a character that I haven't already said, or somebody else hasn't already said? And it's all pretty much true. This ship, for what it is the best explorer in the game. You have this bridge up here that you can fly the ship from as a captain, and then down below you have your regular crew and pilots. Probably the best multi-crew ship, probably the best buy logistically. It just does it all. I mean, you can do everything from rock mining to combat missions and exploration whenever that comes out, and I guess just vaporize there. As a med bay, I mean, it's just so many great role-playing opportunities inside this ship. Aside from the med bay, you've got great habitation areas. It's just great. The only knock on this ship is that there's nothing to do with exploration right now in the game. I haven't gotten to implement it yet, but I don't think that's a real knock because you can use this for so much. Got your hangar back here for snub fighters. I mean, it's just like the ship. I mean, you get your PISCES in here, and M50. I've got an Argo cargo in here. Looks like somebody's playing with the hangar doors. I mean, I can't say enough about the CARRACK, really. And I think at this point we all know about it. Alright, so the Gladiator, another ship that I don't really know a lot about. The way it looks definitely does not appeal to me. And I don't know why that guy is stuck there like that. Oh good, we got some people inside of it. That's one of the things I love about the show is seeing you guys run around and do some really cool things, right? So you can see, you know, it's got that cool lift for the pilot to get into the seat. He's opening up the bomb bays back there. Wow, I should hire him. Anyway, though, this ship, the civilian model, is meant to have some versatility. You can explore with a friend. You can swap out the bomb bay for a cargo hold, which I'm pretty sure doesn't hold that much. But you know, it's meant to be, I guess, a daily driver. It just does not appeal to me style-wise. But anyway, I'm going to fall back on my rule about fighters. Buy it in-game, unless you really love it. I don't really have that much experience with it, though. So if anybody out there is a Gladiator pilot, please let me know what you think. Alright, what do we have here? Okay, this is a really good room to look at. Some of my favorites in here. Starting on the left here with the TERRAPIN. TERRAPIN is one of the slowest ships to fly, probably one of the most miserable to fly in my opinion, but I love this thing. Really armored out. Meant to be an explorer and scanning vessel. I don't know, it's got a soft spot in my heart, but I really can't recommend anybody buy this thing. Although it's really cool here. You've got, like, you know, the scanning station here in the center. And then the pilot's up here in the front. These are really interesting in lore about how they're used in the military and all that stuff. You got your serviceable components here. I believe there's a bathroom around here. Yeah, we're looking at the bathroom now. Sorry, the lights are off. But yeah, you got a Spartan shallot and stuff like that. You guys know that's important to me. So I don't know why I do like this ship. I melted it and I brought it back just because I like it. I don't know. Maybe because it's called the TERRAPIN, and there's two schools that I went to that we're going to talk about in this video. One is University of Maryland, and they're the TERRAPINs. So maybe that's another reason why this ship has a soft spot for me. Anyway, I would not buy it out of world. Buy it in game. Gives you something to look forward to. Definitely try it out in the show, see if you like it. If you're the type of person that likes to fly to places fast and get from point A to point B as quickly as possible, I would look elsewhere. Anvil Valkyrie, the staple in troop carriers, right? This guy is a really nice transport ship. If you're into logistics like I am, this one's really nice. I mean, for the longest time, and probably still one of the better ships for carrying rocks in the back. You can carry like 4 rocks back here. So if you're a rock miner, you can get some use out of that. But it is a drop ship. I mean, that's its number one, role, right? And probably the best in the biz at doing it. Got a lot of drop sheets here. A lot of ships you can use for dropping, but if you're a merc or whatever and you need to get your troops in and out, this is probably going to be the ship for you. For everyday pilots like me, probably not. It's kind of nice to say you have one in your hangar, but like I said, for me, being an industry guy, I use it for rock mining. But yeah, it's well armed. It's got really nice turret on the side. Let's see if we can pull that out. Deploy the heavy machine gun. But yeah, look at this. You can be a boss out here with your machine gun here. Heavy machine gun, clearing a way, clearing a path for everybody you want to drop out of your ship. That is a very nice sweater, my man. While they're dropping out. Is it a ship that I'd run out and buy right now? Probably not. Save up for it. Unless you're crazy like me and you got it because you wanted that best in show skin last year. That dude looks like, I thought from far away he looked like the guy who runs around with Jax McCleary. What's that guy's name? Anyway, looking at the, I always forget the name of it, F8 something or other. F8 Lightning. It's a very important ship in lore. This is just a boss fighter. It's going to play a very big role in Squadron 42. And if you're part of Concierge, or, if you've achieved a major level in Concierge, you get an exclusive one of these with a nice paint job. I may or may not have one. I'll never admit to it. But anyway, these ships are really bad. Can I say that? Anyway, I would buy it if you could buy it. I don't think you can. They just kind of put it on display to tease us. But, hey. I can't wait for when this is flyable to see what it can do. That guy is looking great. I got up my style. Alright, let's test our limits in Zenith Hall 2, guys. Your journey awaits. God, I feel tired just watching my guy running around. Alright, so we got our fighters on display here. And some really dramatic music. Alright, welcome to the Hornet Room. A ship so bad that it needed its own part of the conference hall. I remember when I was first pledging for this game, this was the ship that they kind of showed you, and it really took me back to the old Wing Commander days. So of course I fell into it. I was like, yes, I gotta get this game. And I got one of these. And then as an owner of it, I didn't really like it that much. But I still love the style. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, admittedly, I am not a great combatant, but the Hornets really don't do it for me as far as using them. But they are great to look at. It's just every time I get in one, some guy always takes me down. Especially back in the old Port Olisar's crazy days. Yeah, these are great ships. You can explore all the variants. And if you're really interested in the lore of it, you can read some of the stuff here. Oh, my man. I'm going to photobomb my man here. Ah. But yeah, the Hornet. Buy it in game. Alright guys, let's go down to the lower level, which I think is going to be exciting this year. It's usually where they stash the concepts and the ground vehicles. And we have some stuff to talk about here. And I believe this is a ballista. I was about to get excited. Yeah, it's just an old ballista. Alright, so we know about the ballista. Heavy ground vehicle on the Atlas platform. Plenty of anti-aircraft missiles on it. Take you down, sucker. Not very useful in game, though. Kind of fun to drive around, though. Not much room to carry your friends, which we're going to talk about shortly. Is it a buy? In-game? Real-world cash? I don't know. You'd have to love it. Alright, so moving along. This is the new reveal. The Anvil Spartan. Which I can't help, it reminds me of the Mako from Mass Effect. I think it pretty much has the same role. This is also built on the Atlas platform, which I learned because I was watching my man Jax McCleary. You guys have got to check out the new Jax McCleary video, by the way. My man Jax is back. He reviews this. You get some useful information from it, but you also get an insight into the man that is Jax McCleary. You know, it's like an intimate look. So I would definitely check it out. It's got me excited to see where this goes. Anyway, new ship, Anvil Spartan. Let's take a look. So like I said, the ballista, not really any room to carry your friends. This is supposed to address that problem. And it looks like it does. Seating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Not exactly Origin style seating. Looks like you got a cage here. You can carry a pet. I mean your gear. It's nice. And a rear exit in the back, which is also nice. It's kind of nice when you're not carrying around those anti-aircraft missiles, but you can carry back here, right? I like it. I mean, it's basically just a ballista, and sure, I think this is an easy one for CIG to whip out. Like, oh, we got to create a new vehicle. Let's take the ballista and hollow it out. But, but I think it is actually useful. It's going to be heavily armed, so it'll be able to get you through unfriendly territory. Yeah, you can be the big rig driver here. If you're into those truck driver games, this might be the vehicle for you. Nice. Yeah, definitely got that trucker appeal to it. They come out with a cargo variant of this one. I'm definitely in. Darn it, CIG. Totally goes against my rules as far as buying a ground vehicle, but I believe it's at 65 Warbond for LTI, which means if you're trying to collect LTI tokens, I'm not going to weigh in on whether lifetime insurance is worth it or not, but this might be something you want to look at for that. It's looks like it's nicely armed. You got some remote turrets on top. It's a lot for the Daymar rally, but hey, I could totally see this one. I know me personally, we talked about this before, and here's another little known fact about me. I also went to Michigan State, so there's probably a Spartan in the future of my hangar. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know I'm going to be test driving it. Alright, let's see what's going down in a display hall. Usually we were talking about concepts, and yep, we got one to talk about. Okay, I'm glad this is here, the Liberator, because I really didn't get to talk about CitizenCon, just didn't have the time. But this is like the, it's a cargo carrying vehicle, mainly geared towards carrying vehicles. Now, I happen to like this concept a lot. Talked about me being a space trucker, that's kind of like what I like to do. But here's my thing, and this is why I'm kind of excited about this ship. Even though I hate the price point. So I played EVE Online a lot before, and I still do occasionally now. But what I do in EVE is, I'm a freighter pilot. And in EVE, everything you make, players made. But you can't just magically move it from place to place. You usually have to hire people to get it there. So if you decide you want to move and you've got your ship collection, usually people will contract me to move their stuff. And the challenge is I've got to get through some pretty harsh areas, some parts of space are safe, and others, you have to worry about attacks from other people and whatnot. And just because you've got this huge freighter, it comes with, its drawbacks. So one of the drawbacks is speed. And this is going to be plagued by speed issues as well, too. But the bottom line is, I think, in Verse and in Division, you're not going to be able to just magically have your ships where you want it. You're going to need people to get it from point A to point B. So I see a lot of gameplay with that. And also for your org, too, with operations and whatnot. This is going to be a support vehicle. So I do like it. Don't like the price point, though. But I think if you are interested in it, you should probably get in early, because we all know how the rule of thumb is: as it gets closer to flyable, the price gets hiked. So those are my thoughts on the Liberator, which is probably going to liberate some dollars from your wallet. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, before we wrap it up, let's take a look at the final sales numbers for Anvil Day and see who the winners and losers are. Okay, so let's summarize the Anvil Day sales, starting with the Arrow. Arrow at $75, I don't think is a bad deal for me personally. I would probably say spend $75 on a different starter ship and maybe buy this one in game, but I don't think you can feel bad buying an Arrow at $75. And if not, here's always melting. Balista at $140, horrible deal, in my opinion. But if you do love the Balista, please don't hate me. I mean, of course, if you like it, buy it. But I think the 140 is better spent elsewhere, and ground vehicles you can always buy in game for fairly reasonable. So for me, it's a pass on the Balista. C8X Pisces Expedition at $45. Wow. I mean, this is a pretty good deal if you are on a limited budget and you want to buy a ship to start out with. I think you can kind of consider it a starter ship. I mean, you can upgrade the arms on it. The quantum drive is pretty nice. The back will be able to hold box missions if you're into that. I don't believe it carries very much SCU, but at $45, you're not breaking the bank. Excellent snub fighter for the CARRACK. I really like this ship. However, obviously a Titan or a Nomad is going to have some advantages over this because they can carry some vehicles, especially the Nomad, since they can carry a rock. But again, $45, at least to me, I don't think you're breaking the bank. It's cheaper than most games. CARRACK at $600. Wow, awful price, but but I will recommend it as a good buy, just because I think that this one has so many returns in it. If there's only one ship that you can buy or that you want to save up for, it probably should be this one, because it can do everything for you. And we don't even know what exploration is going to bring whenever they introduce that. But for right now, capable cargo carrier, capable vehicle carrier, if you want to carry vehicles or you're into vehicular mining, which I think is a lot of fun, and capable battle cruiser. This thing, I think, has like 3 turrets on it, if I recall. I mean, I definitely know there's 2 on the sides, and remote turrets for the pilots. So, to me, it's a win-win, especially when you count that med bay in there for medical gameplay, which is a thing. We're all waking up in hospitals now. So I'm not in love with the price, but as far as a ship goes for functionality, I don't think you can go wrong with the CARRACK. The Crucible, we didn't see a hologram of this one, but I think this one is actually a great deal, especially if you're into logistical gameplay like me. It can repair ships 2 at once, I believe. It's got a rotating bridge. Besides repairing, I think it can also transport these ships. As you can see, the ship there that's working on in that hangar there, I don't see any reason why I can't mobily transport that ship as well too. I think the ship has a lot of value. It's going to be very valuable to orgs and for traders alike. So I think this one is definitely a good buy where it's at right now. It's in concept. We don't know how long it's going to be in concept for, but I mean, by the time it becomes ready to fly, it's probably going to go up in value a lot, maybe even double. Look at something like the Banu Merchantman, for example. So I think if you have any interest in this ship at all, you should strongly consider trying to grab it now while it's at the best price it'll probably ever be. Okay, the Hornets, the civilian versions of them. I think these are pretty cool fighters. I like the way they look. Definitely brings me back for my nostalgia Wing Commander days. However, it is a fighter. I would probably purchase everything else I want to get first before I buy one of these. I think they're definitely, as a fighter goes, medium fighter goes, I think you can just buy it in game if you want. Plus me personally, I think I would probably go for a Hawk over this, just personal styling and all that stuff. But the Hornets are still good ships. The price isn't horrible. I just think you'd probably be better served spending that money elsewhere. So I would buy it in game. Moving on to the Gladiator, not a very popular used ship. I don't see a lot of these flying around. You know, it's a 2-seater fighter. You have a pretty powerful turret there. I believe the bomb bay can be swapped out for a small cargo bay. So, you know, there's some versatility there. I'm not crazy about the way it looks though. And I think at 165 again, I'd probably rather spend that money elsewhere. I mean, I think you could probably get a Cutlass, right? Which is going to have a lot more mileage for you. The Anvil Hawk, the bounty hunting ship at $100. Well, you know, again, for what it is, not a great price, but this is a fun ship to fly. I enjoy it a lot. It's got a holding cell in the back, so you can carry a friend if you need to, or you know, somebody you captured. I think as bounty hunting gameplay develops, I think that's going to be a very fun game loop. Me personally, I like one of these. I have one in my hangar. I don't really recommend it as a buy, though. I think you can buy this in game, but I don't think you can go wrong with a Hawk, especially if you kit it out and you know how to use it. Hurricane. Love the way these things fly. Not really in love with the price. Again, at $195, I think you can buy something else. It is a compelling fighter. It's well armed, very fast, and you know, allows to have a gunner in the back. But I don't know. I'm just not a heavy combat guy. So I know bounty hunting is a great loop right now, but after testing out the Infernos, I think I'd probably want to spend money more on an Ares fighter, an Ares Ion or Inferno over this. Just me personally. So for me, I'm going to pass on it. I would buy it in game. Liberator, we talked about this one at length extensively. Again, another one of these ships where I'm not crazy about the price, but I love the functionality of it and what it can bring. I am pretty sure, like 99% sure, that getting materials from one place to another place is going to be a very big deal in the verse, you know, especially when it comes to all these ground vehicles and ships that people are buying, because, you know, knowing the realism that they're going for and everything like that, it's not going to just magically appear in your hangar. Already with 315, you've got to pick a home station and stuff like that. And once we can jump from system to system, it's going to be very valuable to be able to have a ship that can transport other ships. And there's not too many that can do it. I mean, aside from this, you're probably looking at stepping up to something like a Kraken, which is, you know, even more insanely priced than this. So if anybody's looking into getting into hauling, I think this one is definitely a compelling one to look at. Even the amount of SCUs that it can carry is pretty decent, so it can double as trade and also as vehicular transport. So I like it a lot. Again, also comes up to that thing that we're talking about with the Crucible. It's probably going to be at the best price it's ever going to be at because it's in concept right now. I recommend, if you're interested in it at all, strongly consider buying it now. The Spartan. Me personally, I mean, I think this is probably an LTI token, because if you buy it right now for War Bond, you're getting it $65 and it's actually worth $80 in game credits. So you buy it as an LTI token right now if you're interested in LTI, and you can upgrade it. When you do a CCU upgrade, it's going to be from the $80 value up. So, you know, it's a win-win. You get that LTI plus, you know, you're getting it at a little bit of a discount. So, however, if you're just buying the Spartan and you want lifetime insurance on it, I don't think it's worth it to put LTI on a ground vehicle or to buy any ground vehicle with cash. I mean, you can just buy it in game and have fun earning that money to do it in the meantime. So those are my thoughts on that. Okay, the TERRAPIN. Here's another one that's a horrible value for what it can do. Do not buy this one. I would recommend buying it in game if you want. Try it out this week for free. Fly it for yourself. You know, it's a cool looking ship. I mean, I do like it, but I wouldn't recommend a friend buy it. You know, very slow, can't really carry that much. And the pathfinding gameplay, exploration gameplay has just really not been fleshed out yet. So, you know, if you're buying it, you're just buying it because you really like the ship and you want to see it in your hangar. But as far as usability goes, I wouldn't even take this into combat. So yeah, let's just move along with this one. Valkyrie, kind of same deal. I don't really like it at 375. You know, it's a drop ship, does dropping very well, but we don't really have a need to do that right now. So, you know, again, this just comes down to a personal decision. Do you really like the ship a lot and what it can do? You know, I've told you, for me as a trader, I'm using it for not what it's really designed to do. You know, I'm using it mainly as a mobile garage. So again, that's probably another argument for the Liberator for me. So yeah, I would pass on this one, probably spend a 375 on something else. But that's me. Let me know if you guys have a Valkyrie, if you'd recommend buying it. And since we're at the V section, that pretty much does it for the Anvil sales. Alright, this is Astronesto signing off from day 1 of IAE2951. Thanks for visiting the expo with me and exploring the Anvil floor. I hope you guys get in here this week, Free Fly Week, over 100 ships to fly. Check out all of Anvil's lineup for yourself, form your own opinions, and then leave a comment below to let me know what you think. You know, am I crazy? Or, you know, did you agree? I'd love to hear your comments below. I really do appreciate them. and I really do appreciate all the support for the channel. As a matter of fact, we're almost at 300 subs, and when we hit 300 subscribers, everyone has commented, we'll get entered in a chance to win a Nomad starter package as my thanks. So thanks guys for that. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. If you like the video as usual, please like it and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. It really helps me improve my content. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this first look with me. And whatever you're doing out there, be safe out there. Enjoy IAE, and we'll see you next time. And I'm going to run back to work before my boss notices that I'm missing. On a side note, isn't this CARRACK shirt awesome from last year? It was a Best in Show ship, so it got the Best in Show skin and this shirt. So keep that in mind this year when Best in Show comes around, because if you happen to have that ship in your hangar, you'll get the goodies. Not recommending you buy a ship because it's Best in Show though. Some crazy people do that. I might be one of them. But remember, there's always buyer's remorse, and you can melt down stuff for store credit.